does. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
Again. So stick around. So stick around.
world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too
again. So stick around. So stick around. So stick around.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let it go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search for you, stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard, and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Reaching for the stars. I wonder where you are. Oh.
I need you again. So stick around. So stick around.
Leave the world around us You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away now. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love.
Yo, what's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? We done set the motherfucking YouTube on fire today, y'all. I think we've had like 5 fucking live streams done on us today. Motherfucker, man. Let me tell you what. You guys in here showing out. Look at y'all showing out. Holy memberships. Gosh dang, you would think I would get... Listen, people act like I don't... That when you guys gift memberships, that doesn't come to me. Super chats, you know, we get paid on the 22nd. Everybody knows that. If you're monetized, you get paid on the 22nd. That's what it is. It's how it's always been. Jonesy knows that. Sav knows that. Anybody that's monetized knows that. You always do. You're paying for so many people's groceries out here. I'm going to cancel Christmas because I told people to donate locally to their shelters. Gosh dang, look at you guys. Man, look at y'all showing out for a grifter and everything like that. Gosh dang. Aussie Helen member for 3 months. I'll always stand with the hive. Oh, baby, I appreciate that. Not that Karen gifted 5 memberships. Michelle Morticia gifted 5 memberships. Michelle Morticia gifted 5 more memberships. Aussie Helen gifted 5 memberships. Michelle Morticia gifted 5 more memberships. Pistol Amy gifted 5 memberships. Katie K gifted 10 memberships. Wing Zero gifted 10 memberships. If y'all got some, make sure you guys tell them thank you. That is a lot of memberships. That is a lot. And we still have more to go. Running Bear, thank you for being a member for 12 months. Ooh, girl, did you get your golden crown today, Running Bear? You should be getting your golden crown. Sharon gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Sharon. Lady 7up, member for 7 months. Who Knows Facts, member for 4 months. Fairy Meadows, member for 22 months. Love you loads. Thank you, love. CB Owner, member for 17 months. Much love to QB in the Hive. CB Owner gifted 50 memberships. Holy shit. Holy shit. Dang. Gosh dang, CB Owner. What are you out here doing all that? Southern-ish with the $1.99 super sticker says, we love you, Queen B. I appreciate that. I appreciate all you guys. Bring it in. Group hug. Bring it in. I love seeing all this love. You guys are, you know what? That's why I love y'all, for real. I told Alexa to play Queen Bee on YouTube and you're on no shit. Got me on the big screen tonight, huh? Look, you guys, we got to get some laughs because I'm telling you right now, this doxing and bullshit is too heavy. It's too much. I don't like it. I don't fuck with it. I don't want nothing to do with it. I want no parts of it. Stay the fuck away from my kids. Because if you don't, I'm going to call you a fucking predator. A predator. A predator. Stay the fuck away from kids. Anybody and everybody that, you know what I'm saying? Savage, especially you. Stay the fuck out of my kids' shit, whether you was in it or not, or somebody else gave you that picture or whatever the fuck, whatever picture you didn't get from Google Earth, that one. Yeah, that one. Because as soon as you fucking heard me say that came out of my daughter's social media, it's the only place you could have got it, the backtracking started. But I didn't know it was okay to dox people out and show their cars and their houses and shit on a live. Because, I mean, we ain't going to show your house and your cars and shit over here. We ain't going to do that. But I think I could speak for everybody when I say you would throw a holy ass bitch fit if I did. And I ain't gonna fuck with nobody's kids, especially yours. But I ain't gonna fuck with anybody's anyways, because I don't do that either. And you know that. You know that as well as I know that. Kids have never been fucked with over here. They've never been spoke on. I don't allow it. I never have and I never will. But I know for a fact you'd lose your shit and jump out of your fucking skin if I went for your fucking grandbaby like you came for mine. And I know that for a fact. Babodi gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Babodi. I appreciate that. Thank you for showing love. Miss B still, what are we congratulating, baby? Oh, just Samantha. It is just Samantha's birthday today. Will y'all tell her happy birthday? B still is cancer free. Oh my God, girl. That is fucking awesome. And let me tell you something else. I don't really give two fucks if you want to try and make fun of me for somebody giving me damn near $5,000 when they filled my PayPal pool. I know you don't know what that's like. You'll probably never know what that's like. But yeah, of course, I was very humbled. Yes, it did make me cry because that's a lot of fucking money. To me, that's a lot of fucking money. Might not be shit to you, and you might not cry over it. But when somebody hands me $5,000, bitch, I'm definitely humble. That shit's gonna make me cry. Abso-fucking-lutely. Oh, they definitely. I said, holy fuck, you send someone my attention for a whole fucking year. And then he gets up on his fucking thing and he's like, I'm like, really? Really? Yeah, 5K is a lot of fucking money. So you're telling me if somebody fucking filled your PayPal pool for your attorney that you know you guys are already working overtime trying to not get people to donate to it, and somebody fucking turns around and donates and fills it? Hell, motherfucking yeah, I was humbled as hell. You got me fucked up. That's a lot of fucking money. And I already heard about you want to turn me in and shit. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Turn me in again then. I don't give a fuck. Oh, if it gets filled again, I'm going to turn you in. Okay, do it then. When it's filled, you can turn me in. Go ahead, Sinself. If that's what you want to do, you go ahead and do that. But anyhow, moving on. We got some laughs to have, y'all. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. I'm over here on this other screen. I was laughing so fucking hard, you guys. I can't even help it. So anyhow, listen. There was a look, and it's on. I seen it on. I seen it on Chasing's channel, right? So I'd already seen it before, anyways. You know what I'm saying? Do it for the lulz. That's right. That's right. Oh, they were gonna turn me in for fraud for my PayPal pool being filled. Yeah, they're gonna turn me in. I was like, okay, go ahead. If you want to do that, you go ahead and do that. Turn me on in. But let me tell you what. Let me tell you something. You can laugh all you want. I don't give a fuck if you want to laugh at me for crying when somebody fucking donates something like that. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I'm a humble person, and that's amazing. So that's a blessing that not very many people are willing to do. So with that being said, good luck with that. Yeah. Fuck them, man. What's going on? No, I didn't see your message. What happened? You filled it. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Better turn me. You better turn me in. You better fucking turn me in. Holy fuck. Oh my God, CB. Oh my fucking. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you so much, CB. That's. Man. I don't even know what to say other than thank you. Thank you. That's so appreciated. I better not cry, you know what I'm saying? Because it might not be genuine, you know what I'm saying? Challenge accepted, bitch. That's right. That's what you said, CB, huh? Look, I can't even. I, oh my gosh. CB, look. She said, and I got all my shopping done. Bills on point. No need to worry about me and my fun. That's right. And fuck you. Sincel, fuck you. Savage. Whoever wanted to look my kid up, fuck you. I'm shocked. I appreciate this love. So, I mean, I don't even. CB, thank you for helping me with this huge grift of a lawyer, for this frivolous lawsuit. I just want to tell you thank you. I really appreciate you. Man, I can't even express how grateful I am to you, all of you. All right, I had to take a second. That shit. Holy shit. JP, that's one way to make some predators shut up. Man, I love y'all. CB, thank you so much. And honestly, that's matter of fact, that's it. We'll have to we'll figure something else out. We'll figure something out along the way. But we're good for right now. So that's amazing. I can't even. I'm still in fucking shock. Matter of fact, here. Uh, anyhow, we're gonna. Uh, we gotta have some good laughs, y'all. Today's been a long day. Lil Shoe, member for 2 months, best 2 months ever. Aw, thank you for being here, Lil Shoe. Lollipop Girl, member for 3 months, thank you. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, Stitching. I know that's right. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. Halloween Baby, give a $20 super sticker. Thank you so much, love. She said, we love you, Queen. I appreciate that, baby. Thank you so much. Y'all humble me every fucking time, but this right here, this, I just don't even. Their whole intention was to say, "Oh my God, we caught Queen Bee buying her daughter a car out of her legal fund." Came from Betty's mouth, and then it got transferred to. We got a picture of it, which made me go off the fucking deep end, and they knew it would. So I think their little plan backfired, but it still sucks that they go after subscribers and people, and you know what I'm saying, family members and kids and shit like that. I just don't like that kind of shit. So all in all, I thank you guys for your support, and I appreciate y'all being here more than you even know. You got a whole lot of people dressed in bee suits punching the air right now. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of mad motherfuckers right now. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Fence fighting for days. Fence fighting for days, man. Violet Days, Buzz Buzz, baby. Member for 8 months. Thank you, Bernadette. Thank you for being a member for 28 months. Nobody's kids should be dragged into drama. Yeah, not at all. Not fucking cool at all, man. And see, the bad thing is I don't think Savage even realized what she said when she said it. Because Betty said bought her daughter a car. Da-da-da. And she goes, yeah, we got a picture of it. I don't think she realized that when she said we got a picture of it, she meant a picture of my daughter's car. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. Either way, doing anything like that with a child is a fucking predatorial behavior, period. Anybody looking into any child's social media is fucking predator. That's predator ass behavior. Stay the fuck away from kids if you're a grown ass adult. What's up, voices? You up here?
Damn it,
No,
I was muted. Sorry. Hey,
that's okay.
I just wanted to pop up here and tell you congratulations and let you know how how loved and cared for you are. And what they've done isn't right. Messing with anybody's child in any way, form, or fashion is wrong. It's just not
Yeah, I
okay.
mean, I don't really give two fucks. I know it's really shitty. Like I said, doxing me out, showing my house and my car and shit on their live streams and all their bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Which I knew that. I mean, I knew what time it was. But to say that shit about my kid, they I don't. Like I said, I don't. No, I'm not playing with that. Just like she wouldn't play with that. Nobody else would play with that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect anybody to either. Just like, you know what I'm saying? When
Everybody
Laura
has
called fucking CPS on what's her name? Ain't nobody playing with that. You know what I mean? No, nobody want to deal with that. Why would anybody want to fucking deal with some shit like that? Stay the fuck away from me. That's exactly what the fuck I said. Look at Wabi Sabi. $50, Baby Bumble's next tank of gas. I appreciate that, Wabi Sabi. Thank you so much. And then have the fucking nerve to say they're going to turn me into PayPal for if my fundraiser gets filled. Okay, what is that, a little threat? Your threat? Okay, well, there you go. Now you can do it now.
Well, I mean, the PayPal's not going to have a problem with it. And bitch, it's not midnight. You better start another one.
I don't think you can after October 7th.
Oh, it's the 8th. Never mind.
Yes, I don't think you can. Southern bitch, hold on, she says, but no matter how much they try, they won't take you down. We always have your back. I appreciate that, baby. I appreciate that more than you guys know. I see you, Petunia. You're in here, baby. Well, you hear the dog snoring. Voodoo's under my feet, and she lays under my chair. For the people in Discord, they've seen them. They know where they sleep. I've turned the camera on and shown where the dogs are at. So she's under my chair, and you hear her snoring. Look, guess what, girls? No Chili's knee pads this month. Uh-oh, look out. Clue, no, they tried to, or they said they were going to turn me into PayPal. If somebody filled my pay, or if we filled my PayPal pool, they were going to turn me into PayPal. Okay, turn me in.
Look at how many times it took Natasha getting turned in before anything happened. And that was a legitimate scam. So
yeah, this is real. I can give them my court papers and all my receipts.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, turn her in. The only thing you're going to do is waste your time and make yourself look stupid. I can't even with this fool. He's a snot-nosed, smarmy little bitch who needs his ass wiped in a fucking binky and a blanket and a bottle.
I know. Look at this. She said, my Frenchie just had 4 beautiful little boys.
Oh my gosh. I'll
Cute
take one.
babies. Oh, babies are such a blessing. Kumar says, hold on. And what the fuck is PayPal going to do? Thank you for their cut. Get the fuck out of here. Well, and today they made a comment about, Jones made a comment about, oh, you have a racist on your panel and you can sit next to that, though. That makes you a racist. I said, okay, well, then what's that make you while you're sitting next to Savage? Because the clip's still on my channel of her calling a little black baby a racist monkey, or hairless monkey. So again, I'm gonna ask you, what's that make you? Say you're working with Betty without saying you're working with Betty. Betster has court coming up. What do you think about that? Oh, here, this clip. I was gonna say, let's laugh, you guys. We need some fucking good laughs. So look, hold on, let's see here. So we got this clip, right?
Okay.
Well, they got it. I didn't get it. I just seen it. And I can't help but fucking laugh at this. Look, Jennifer Coffendorfer reposted this thinking it was real, and he tells it like it is. Listen. Listen to what he says, and then she puts it up on her screen. Listen, chasing, or I don't know if this is her clip or somebody else's, but I think she says crime sleuthing got it, or somebody else got it before she deleted it. It's been deleted, but crime sleuthing caught it. Okay, here it is. So here's Jennifer Coffendorfer. She said, this weatherman is amazing. From Helene to Milton, he tells it like it is. Hashtag Hurricane Milton.
Hurricane Milton is set to make landfall this Wednesday in the Tampa area, and folks, it is not looking good. He's already up to a Category 5 with winds reaching 100 and 60 miles an hour. Hell, my car doesn't go that fast. But you know what? As if we haven't gotten enough from last week with Hurricane Helene. And look at the name, everybody. Look at that. Milton. Coincidentally, that's the name of the gentleman that my now ex-wife Helene left me for. He's a Jamaican.
She's a retired FBI agent, and she's like, "Oh, I love this guy. He's got a good job." He tells it like it is. Why? Listen to what he says.
Fellow, and I caught them both having sexual relations in a Hilton parking lot. Yes, she was having sex with Milton in a Hilton.
She was having sex with Milton in the Hilton.
Milton in the Hilton.
How credible is he, Jen? How credible is he?
Guys, look at this. Look at this. This is not good. All right? Quick question. I asked it last week. Why are you still living in Tampa? Have you guys not learned your lesson? Look at this. Directly, as if he's coming just for Tampa. Guys, he doesn't like you. So if you're in the Tampa area, don't be. But look at Milton. He looks pissed. All right? He's going to do to you what he did to my ex-wife. All right? He's going to knock you up. He's going to break up your home. He's even going to steal your middle school science fair trophy.
Not the trophy. Oh no.
The more he talks, the more I'm like, she could not fucking be serious when she put this up and said it was her. I cannot believe she said this is my favorite channel. We're at 113. What'd she say here again? Hold on here.
Oh,
This weatherman is amazing. From Helene to Milton, he tells it like it is. He sure tells it like it is, don't he?
Oh dear God.
All right? He's going to knock you up. He's going to break up your home. He's even going to steal your middle school science fair trophy. Hey, Milton. Why? And not to scare you guys more than you already are, but look at that. What the hell is that? You know what that reminds me of? Remember that song from Rocky? It's the Eye of the Tiger. Everyone's going to die. Pack.
It's the eye of the tiger. Everyone's gonna die.
I cannot fucking believe this. He tells it like it is. He doesn't, he, Jen?
Wow.
Pack your shit and get the hell up out of Tampa. And Tampa, not to add insult to injury, but FEMA just announced that they have no money left to help you because they gave all the money to illegals in 4 countries. All right. And hey, Governor DeSantis, if you're watching this, I have a message for you. I have a great idea. Why don't you rename Florida Ukraine? Maybe then we'll get the funding that we need. All right. And that being said, I think I speak for every Floridian when I say, hey, President Zelensky, Milton, and whoever the hell wrote that freaking Baby Shark song, go f yourself.
Dude, I was fucking shocked when she when she put this up and said, this is my favorite guy or whatever. He tells it like it is. This weatherman's amazing. I don't think she watched it. I sure as fuck don't think she watched it all the way through.
That is a weatherman that's having a really bad day and the end of his career.
Yeah, I mean, it's he was, well, with him talking about his wife and shit, like towards the end, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't get into political stuff. We don't talk about politics over here. We don't get none of that. The funny shit that I'm talking about is him going off about, like, you know, my wife, Helene, was with and the fact that a retired FBI agent put that up there saying this is amazing, I could not help it. That shit was fucking funny. Well, yeah, the flood's real life for a lot of people, but not FBI agent putting it up there and saying he's amazing when he's definitely not real and it's a big ass joke. That is fucking funny. I can't believe Jennifer put that up. I mean, she, like I said, quickly took it down, but crime sleuthing caught it before it was pulled down.
I can't believe that she has that much of a personality. I don't believe she truly watched that all the way through.
I don't think she did either. I think she just watched like maybe the first couple minutes and then posted it. I don't think she paid attention to it at all. You know, like I don't think she watched it at all. Did you guys watch the Vinnie Politan? Have you guys seen that yet?
No.
Let's see. Well, you know, Leilani's trial starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
The jury selection starts tomorrow. So
BJ said that Dolly's planning on being there tomorrow.
yeah, Dolly said he was planning on going.
I didn't watch it. I don't watch him, but BJ was over at Kathy P's earlier. That's the only reason I had known anything.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Veritas, how's those strikes coming along, babe? Just curious. That must be account number 4, right? Anyhow, Tiffany B gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Tiffany B. I appreciate that love. Thank you for showing love to the hive, baby.
Just can't help themselves, can they?
Nope.
It be 20-month-old Quinton Simon was living with his grandparents, his mother Leilani, and her boyfriend. On October 5th, 2022 at 9:40 a.m., there was a call to 911 to report this little boy missing. The investigation began as a missing persons case. Was this an abducted child? Did little Quinton sneak away into the nearby woods? Soon, the investigation would change. It became a homicide investigation, with Quinton's mom as the prime suspect. Then the true crime community spotlight started to shine on Leilani and her family. Protesters began to gather outside of their home, demanding.
And those girls, they couldn't even spell his name right. It is sad. It is really sad, man. Brings us back to the bullshit when it all happened, doesn't it? It just reminds you how fucking terrible it was and how terrible they were to this family. I mean,
yep.
Ending answers and making accusations. The police investigation continued and led to an expansive search of a landfill. Eventually, remains of Quinton were found. Leilani was arrested, locked up, and charged with his murder. And now a jury and the public will hear the evidence that hopefully answers all those questions about what happened to little Quinton Simon.
All the stories we do are difficult. When it's little children like that, it takes it to the next level. Did you see his little brown? I mean, you look at that child. Why would anyone do anything other than hug him?
well, and I think we ask that with every child that passes away or that something happens to, you know.
I think we ask that with every person that passes away. Like, why now? What happened? Why? Like, that's just general human behavior, in my opinion.
Yeah, they definitely owe her an apology for sure. I don't think she'll ever get one from him. I highly doubt she will ever get an apology from any of them, to be honest. But
I don't understand that, but we've got to try to figure this all out. Got to figure this all out. And investigations often start, and really do start most of the times, with the 911.
not only that, I was kind of curious as to why the boyfriend and the brother were not interrogated or taken in. You know what I mean? There was 3 of them in the house when it happened. So maybe they did. Maybe we'll just see it. Maybe we'll see it at the trial or hear it or something. You know what I mean? There's some questions that I have too that I never, you know what I mean? Never got answers to. So maybe like during here, we'll hear, yeah, Rachel writes, Cheesy's not feeling very good. She said in Discord, she's not feeling very good. So she's taking a couple days off to get to feeling better. Dolly is saying she should have been arrested too. He's disgusting. Who should have been arrested too? Who what do you mean?
I think he meant the boyfriend.
Oh, I thought he meant the grandma.
Oh, maybe.
Because you know how he is with he doesn't like Leilani's mom and you know BJ and all them. He doesn't like all them. So I think that's in my opinion who he's talking about, but I could be wrong. I wasn't listening, so I don't know.
Yeah, let's go ahead and arrest a person who was completely out of town.
Right.
911 call. That's the first time that law enforcement is then intervening in whatever is happening. And that's what happened here. There's a 911 call made, and it's Leilani Simon and her boyfriend, Daniel, who have the phone and are making the call in the morning. It's about 9:40. Take a listen.
Yeah, 911, was your emergency? Yeah. Oh, we come from kidnap. Yeah. Good. You said someone been kidnapped? No, yeah. You have 1 year old son? Yes. When was the last time you seen him? I saw him this morning when I left at 6. Okay, have you guys gone outside to check the area? Yes. How old is he? And he can't open the door.
So that's her boyfriend then. So I didn't know they both called. That's something I didn't know. I didn't know they both called 911 together. Well, I didn't know that, you know what I mean? I guess it's not like together, but they are together. I didn't know. Like there's going to be stuff that we hear that we didn't know, you know? There's going to be things that
Right. He says that they called that he saw them at 6.
Well, because he left for work. He left for work and said he was asleep in the playpen.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was true because I don't know.
It was probably blankets.
What? I'm sorry.
It was probably blankets.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Pillows and blankets. But did you hear what she just said? She just said, "Please, my son." Let me take that back here. We believe someone's okay. Yeah, I need police. We believe someone's been kidnapped. We believe someone's. I don't know about someone's, but.
Oh, Louis come from kidnapped. Yeah. You said someone been kidnapped? No, yeah. You have 1 year old son? Yes. When was the last time you seen him? I saw him this morning when I left at 6. Okay, have you guys gone outside to check the area? Yes. How old is he? And he can't open the door. So you think someone broke in and they tried to break it in? No. No breaking in, the door was open. Was it unlocked? Yeah, but the front door had both though, but yeah, like. Okay. Give me a description on him. Give me a description. He's what now? You got your tan, dark brown hair, his eyes are like a brown green eagle. Okay. And he's black, white, Hispanic. He's Hawaiian. He's what now? Hawaiian. Yes.
It's you listen to the call and you're wondering. I mean, because it had.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
Wow.
Yeah, that's something I didn't even. I've never heard that call. Hold on, I'd like to know why CPS let Leilani leave after having her baby testing positive and not telling BJ. There was a lot of stuff BJ didn't know, from my understanding. Can't understand crap they're saying. Am I alone? You can't understand what they're saying on the call? Because I got it sped up. I didn't know. I mean, do you want me to play it again? I mean, it's at 1.5. I guess I could have done it at normal speed.
I could understand it, but
I don't know. I don't know. That's like I said, it brings us back full circle, man. This shit was rough when it happened. It was really rough. And it went on for fucking days. Matter of fact, a month and a half, actually. Like 6 weeks, wasn't it? Pretty sure it was a long time.
Yeah. I know BJ's having a very hard night tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough couple. Well, it's going to be a rough couple month. Well, month, week, couple weeks, month. I don't know how long it's going to last.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll probably. I don't know. It'll probably last a while. I think Dolly said he was going to be down there, but hopefully he'll be more respectful than he was last time.
Let's hope.
Oh, was it? This your first missing YouTube missing child case? Oh, this was rough. Then this is a rough
wow.
case to get to first come into. Yeah, this is when she got fixated on me. She was exposed. I mean, she was exposed for the nasty shit she was doing. Oh, really, Lily? You followed it from the beginning? Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's Hi Queen, you and Dolly are my two favorite channels. Well, that's cool. I mean, it's all good. I mean, you guys go wherever you want to go. I just don't do that real life bullshit. I don't fuck with that. I don't want no parts of it. Oh, Samoan, you mean? Oh, because she said he's Hawaiian. Yeah, I mean, fuck, it's got to be tough. I mean, it's got to be tough because I don't mean, I'm sure Nana's, I'm sure that was those are her grandbabies. I mean, look at the way parents are with their grandparents are with their grandbabies. They can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? You damn near treat your grandbaby better than you treat your kids. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of grandparents that, they spoil the shit out of their grandbabies, That's tough, man.
Oh, yeah. I was a grandma's girl. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. It should be limited edition. It's gonna be we're gonna be streaming it. Yeah, this is definitely tough. We done moved on from the hurricane. That's fine. Come on now. All right, here I put this back. Let me put this back here. Yeah, because this right here is. I mean, we got videos to go over too. This is when the police got called out there because they were standing out there harassing the people coming up there.
Billy Joe not only lost her daughter, her grandson, the other grandsons, because they took them and put them in state custody. She lost her job. Her husband lost his job. They left the house. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. She did. I mean, to lose your child and your grandbaby and your other two grandbabies,
Right.
that's a lot to lose all at one time.
And then you got these assholes out here delaying your grieving, bothering your neighbors.
I'm sorry to hear that, Omi. Yeah, it was another grandson. The youngest was a baby girl. Yeah. Well, yeah, because the youngest was Danny's. The youngest baby. Tiffany gifted 5 more memberships. Thank you so much, Tiffany. If you guys got one, make sure you tell her thank you. Oh, really? That's when you started watching? That's when a lot of people, I met a lot of people during this case. A lot of people would go to Betty's and then they would come over to mine or Savage's or Laura's or, fuck Jones's back then. I mean, we were all covering stuff. All the shit going on down there, all the shit they were doing down there, the playing baby cries, having people fucking twerking at the end of the driveway, not letting them out, hitting their windows, throwing shit at their windows.
Marriage proposals.
Yeah,
block
Dolly had on
parties.
a fucking turtle mask standing on top of Betty's car with the turtle mask and a sign that says "Marry me, Leilani."
Leilani.
Leilani, yeah.
Then we had the
Halloween mask, yeah. They
Halloween
did all kinds
mask,
of shit they pulled down there. They did all
the
kinds of
ghost
crazy shit.
hunting, it's the ghost of Quinton Simon, and it was the reflection off headlight and a balloon. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I slowed this down so y'all could hear this call. Okay, here we go.
Investigation would change. It became a homicide investigation with Quinton's mom as the prime suspect. Then the true crime community spotlight started to shine on Leilani and her family. Protesters began to gather outside of their home, demanding answers and making accusations. The police investigation continued and led to an expansive search of a landfill. Eventually, remains of Quinton were found. Leilani was arrested, locked up, and charged with his murder. And now a jury and the public will hear the evidence that hopefully answers all those questions about what happened to little Quinton Simon.
All the stories we do are difficult. When it's little children like that, it takes it to the next level. Do anything often first time. That's what boy it's about.
Yeah, I mean, Louis comes from kidnapped. Yeah. You said someone's been kidnapped? Yeah, we... You have 1-year-old son? When was the last time you seen him? I saw him this morning when I left at 6. Okay, have you guys gone outside to check the area? Yes. How old is he? And he can't open the door. So you think someone broke in and they didn't any time to break it in? No. No breaking in, the door was open. Was it unlocked? Yeah, but the front door had bolts though, but yeah, it was. Okay. Give me a description on him. Give me a description. He's like he's what now?
He's got dark brown hair. His eyes are like a brown green eagle.
Okay. And he's black, white, and Hispanic. He's what now? Hawaiian?
Yes.
It's you listen to the call and you're wondering. I mean, because it has happened. We've covered that story.
There was a lot in there.
Yeah, especially when you slow it down. Yeah.
Wow. There were a couple points when I was like, is she acting? And then I think about it, and yeah, she was.
Well, yeah, she was acting. Hell yeah, she already knew what time it was. If that's, I mean, even if he was involved, he knew what it was. You know what I mean? I mean, if he was involved, I don't know if he was or if he wasn't. I'm just saying, like, if he, you know what I mean?
Well, some of the questions, and then he's like, well, he couldn't have opened the door. Okay, so how did he get out?
Yeah, here's Joseph Scott Morgan. Let's see what he's talking
And
about.
Pop Crime TV reporter Lauren Conlon with us. Thank you both for being here. Great to see you. I wanted to put up a quick little timeline here because this is a story where a little bit of information has come out. Not a ton, but some information has come out. This is significant. 5:29 a.m., Quinton's babysitter receives a text message saying no services would be needed for Quinton that day. That's 5:29 a.m. 6 a.m., baby Quinton is reportedly last seen in his playpen at the home. 9:39, Leilani and her boyfriend Daniel call 911 to report Quinton missing. Then we get to 1 o'clock and the FBI immediately jumping in to help with this search down in Savannah, Georgia. So Lauren, as we look at Who's at the house that night? So Leilani's obviously there. It seems her boyfriend Daniel is there. Who else is in this home?
Well, Vinny, I first want to clarify that this home belongs to Leilani's mother, Billie Joe Howell, and her husband, Thomas Howell. And Leilani and Daniel and the 3 kids have a room downstairs while the upstairs is occupied by Billie Joe and Thomas, and also Leilani's older brother, Paul Simon. And yes, that's his real name, Paul Simon. But Billie Joe and Thomas were not there at the time. As far as we know, it was just Leilani, Thomas, and the 3 kids.
Joseph Scott Morgan, looking at that timeline, the first thing that...
So... I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I feel like something happened, and I feel like they were both using. So it's hard for me to believe that he didn't know something happened prior to him getting up and leaving for work at 6. You see what I mean?
Don't remember how he got back to the house so early.
Well, he left for work at 6. Well, first of all, they called. So somebody, one of them called the babysitter and said,
right, called off with the
services are not needed. You know, that they were just going to bring the older boy and the baby, not Quinton. So he left for work. Then all of a sudden she calls him at work and says, hey, I can't find Quinton. And he's like, well, he was in bed when I left at 6 a.m. So where could he be? She says the door was unlocked and the back door was hanging open. And he says, yeah, there's locks on the door, but he can't open those locks. And so it's almost like they're having a conversation with each other as they're talking to the dispatcher.
Yeah, that's exactly what it seemed like to me too.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're... I mean, maybe they're not. I don't know. Maybe they're just... That's just what I interpret from myself. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess that's just what it sounds like to me. Yeah, she had just had a baby, I think, 3 months prior to this? Wasn't the baby like 3 or 4 months old, 6 months old, maybe? Something like that. She was real young. They had just had a baby together. Danny and Leilani, they just had their baby. So, I mean, Billie had set up stuff with the babysitter. She had made arrangements with the babysitter because she, knew Leilani would not be able to take care of them all 3 of them all day. Every day.
Wasn't supposed to be taking care of them.
Yeah, no, she had paid the babysitter, to... Oh, Christina's journey. I hope you have a good night. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, love. Hold on. I think Danny turned state's evidence. I don't know. I'm really not sure. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. There's still a lot of stuff that I don't think we ever really found out, so I think Leilani, hold on. Leilani was on the phone with Billie Joe at the same time as 911. Oh, was she? Okay. Maybe she was. I don't know. Like I said, to me, it just sounds like they're having a conversation amongst each other, so.
It does sound like Leilani's on the phone with somebody else also. I thought she might have been on the phone with 911 on her own also, but it does sound like she has somebody else on the phone with her.
I'm not too sure, KB. I don't know, baby. So did she have postpartum depression? It makes you wonder. It really makes you wonder,
Yeah.
Okay, Kentucky Cooter says, yes, she was speaking to her mother. Yeah, I was wondering if Danny got immunity or what. Something happened. I'm not sure.
It jumps out to me. 529 canceling the babysitter. You don't need to come over. And this is someone from the neighborhood who has spoken about the case, but is, likely going to be an important witness in all this. And then at 6 o'clock, it seems that the boyfriend says, yeah, I saw Quinton at 6 a.m. when I was leaving for work. I'm looking at those two things. I wonder, well, why don't you need the babysitter?
Yeah, one of the things that we look for in investigations, then, is particularly when you're talking about, because, you know, initially this is a missing child case. All right. So you begin to think about that. And one of the things, one of the questions you're going to ask, is there anything that indicates that behaviors have deviated from the norm? So when you would question a parent about something like this, something so horrible, one of the first questions out of the gate is, do you ever cancel the babysitter? And if so, how frequently have you done this? And is this the normal time of day that you would do this? Remember, this is done from texting. So if there's a history of this, you can go back and look at the text, if this is their normal piece, if this is the way they do it. And right you are, Vin, when you talk about this point of contact, they're going to be essential in establishing the timeline and also prior behaviors.
Yeah, Lauren, this to me, the canceling of the babysitter at 5:29.
Oh yeah, that's kind of, it's odd because, and somebody said, did you check your PayPal voices? So I'm not sure if somebody sent you something or what that's about, but.
Okay, let me grab it and check.
Avalon Apples or something says check your PayPal.
On my way.
Y'all don't forget to put your DNA on the thumbs up. I'm like, what are you caps locking over here? Did Leilani have a job? I'm not sure. I don't think she did, but
I thought Danny had a job at a gas station. Gosh,
yeah, he had a job, but I don't think she did. Yes, Julie, they were also drug addicts, both of them. From my understanding, they both did drugs. So it's hard for me to believe that she was just using by herself, did this in the middle of the night. He didn't know anything about anything. He didn't know anything that was going on. And all of a sudden, and he was in the crib when he left. So it's kind of odd to me that he just didn't know anything, didn't see anything, didn't hear anything the entire time. And she had to have left the house, or they left the house together, one or the other, because they had her on camera dumping the bag, which he was in the garbage disposal or dump or whatever that was, the dumpster that they picked up because there was a line of them, remember?
Yep.
So it's really odd to me that he just didn't see anything, didn't know anything, and the brother didn't see anything, didn't know anything, and nobody seen anything, knew anything, and she supposedly left in the middle of the night, and it's just really fucking weird to me.
I just got a very nice gift. Thank you so
That's
much.
awesome.
That was very kind and generous and super thoughtful. So thank you.
Oh,
that was the best
sweet
ever. Thank you for telling me to check that.
Mona, well, somebody in the chat did. I think they probably are the ones that sent it to you, so they probably wanted to make sure you checked it. I'm not sure. Mona Lisa gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, baby. If you got one, make sure you tell them thank you.
So now we know that the babysitter was called off before he went to work, and then he went to work. So we don't know. And he says the baby was still alive when he
left at 5:30 in the crib. He said the baby was in the crib at 5:30, right, which he would have been getting up to go to work. So it makes me wonder how he just didn't know anything, but allegedly one of them called the babysitter and said she's not needed. Hold on, how can I donate to the non-legal fund PayPal? That's my regular PayPal or my Cash App, baby. Hold on, but Leilani didn't notice till 9:30 or so. That's when the call was made. Okay, so she notices that he's gone, that he's not in his crib or whatever the fuck she said. Then she calls him at work and says, I don't know what she says to him at work, but he comes home from work.
Didn't she also have dental surgery and she had a pain pill or something the night before?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me, I'm not sure. Somebody did say she had her wisdom teeth out, but I think they were on a little bit harder stuff, and I think Danny was on it as well. I'm pretty sure they both were doing the H bombs.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what was going on. But
Well, I mean, it happens. Addiction is a motherfucker, right?
it is. It is.
We all know that, and we don't judge about that. Gosh dang.
Yeah, but it's just hard for me to believe that he didn't know anything, didn't see anything, but he's the one that called the babysitter. Ange Carter gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Ange Carter. I appreciate that, baby. Thank you for being a member here for 22 months, too. That's awesome. I appreciate that, love. 2 months off of getting your golden bee.
That's what I was just thinking. He's got to be some sort of complicit in it at some point. So
well, yeah, because he called the babysitter and said that they weren't needed at 5:30. Then when he got home at 9, he called the babysitter allegedly to see if he was over there. Then they start having the conversation with the dispatch, and he starts talking about the locks, but he's not able to get out of the locks. Mm-hmm. Cheesy is sick, and she has been for a day or two, so she's resting and trying to get herself better. 'Tis the season. I mean, it's mid-October. You're, beginning of October. This is usually when a lot of people get sick.
Yep.
But hold on, I thought she was meeting a friend or a girl to get some baby angel or gel or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, Violet, you're right. She did say that. She did fucking say that. I forgot all about that word gel shit she said.
Yep, because that's why she had to go over by that dumpster.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's God, I'm glad she said that. See how much shit we forget about in 2 years? I mean,
well, we used to know this in the back of our hand, and we're over here stumbling through it because you're telling me things, and I'm like, what?
Well, it's like, well, I was going to say, you weren't around over here much, were you?
Yeah.
Was you?
Oh, yeah. I was here through all of that.
Okay, I was saying, I know we'll be pulling up our lives and shit. I didn't know if you were around back then or not,
That's right after the breakup with who was, the MGLs and the Bettys. That was the first thing that they had done since we had parted company. Yeah, I was.
Oh, you with them? You mean because you were supposed to go to Summers with them?
Yeah, I was supposed to go to Tennessee. Yeah, myself and Whistledown both.
Right. I remember that. I do remember that.
I would not have done.
But this was in October, wasn't it? 2 years ago in October.
Yep.
Yeah, it is, Mitten. It is. Shit, I heard MGL was live earlier going after fucking Dre again. I'm like, God damn, you've been fucking on her ass for 2 years. Leave her the fuck alone. Or what, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. Because they were standing outside of Leilani's house when they announced that Marvon died.
Yeah.
That's still on a fucking live somewhere.
To me, is a little odd. It's a lot odd. Like if you don't need a babysitter, you should know the night before. Would you wake up at 5 o'clock and say, "Oh, we don't need a babysitter today"? That defies logic, I think, to anyone.
Yes, I agree with you. It's incredibly odd. As a mother, I'm not waking up at 5:30 a.m. and texting my babysitter. And I think that this babysitter really cared about Quinton. There are reports that this babysitter was actually the one that got Leilani to call 911 in the first place, or got Daniel to call. So it's interesting. I mean, this was just the start of Leilani's lies, but I know that you're going to get to that, so I won't give anything away. But yeah, it's the start.
Yeah, we've got a lot to get to. Well, let's listen to Billy Joe, who's Leilani Simons' mother, Quinton's grandma, and as Lauren said, the owner of the home.
Did she have her own rooms within that residence that were?
Yes, sir, she did.
Who did she reside there with?
Danny, Duncan, my husband Thomas Howell, and my son Paul Simon, and the 3 children.
3 minor children.
All right, Joseph. So we're laying out who's in the house. So you're investigating this, and everyone who has access to the house or lives in the house obviously needs to be interviewed, and their story has to be verified, because that's the first place you have to look when a child is missing.
Yeah, you're right. But, you know, one of the initial statements that came out relative to this person is that they stated that the child had been taken or snatched. You know, but think about that. Just let that seep into the groundwater there and think about that a little bit. Why?
I don't think she said kidnapped. I think she said he ran away or ran out the back door or something like that, didn't she? I don't think she said somebody took her baby, did she?
No. See, I don't remember. There were a couple of different stories given. That he had been taken, that he had been, that he had gotten out on his own. They were worried that maybe he had walked towards the babysitters and there was that ditch.
Right.
And I think that was it. Yeah.
Why is it that your mind flies to that issue immediately? And if that's the case, and if you can come up with that supposition, the question is, who in the hell is coming and going out of that house on a daily basis, on an hourly basis, and why is that house unsecured? Those are the big questions that you're going to be asking, because first off, who knows who the occupants are in that house? If they have an awareness that this little child, this precious little baby is in that house, who would have that information, that would know that that child is there, and that would be so motivated to snatch that child away from that family and run off with them? That's a big question here.
And the other thing, Lauren, that we heard in the 911 call was the door is open. But then the boyfriend says, yeah, but it's got bolts, but it's open. And very clear to say, well, Quinton can't open the door. But the door is open. You live in an area like this and there's woods in a neighborhood. It seems you should be spending some time outside searching for the child, like frantically searching for the child.
I agree with you. And I thought that was a little odd that while Danny is making the phone call, she's just kind of in the background adding context, because that's also not something that you would normally do on a 911 call. Start saying, well, it could be this. Well, it could be that. You're going to want to say, what should I do? Should I go search? You know, what, like everybody, come quick. My son is missing. You don't really get that. You hear more excuses.
Absolutely. All right, Lauren, Joseph Scott Morgan staying with us. Coming up next, what will investigators be able to determine from Quinton's remains?
See, that shit just makes my stomach upset. You know what I mean? I don't even want to think about his remains and him being in the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do remember something about they thought somebody had taken him out of the playpen. I do remember that now, because of the house, whatever it was that he said, Joseph Scott Morgan said about the whomever in the house. Yeah, I do remember that now. Do y'all remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Good. My memory is not as good as it once was, but at least now I know it's not completely failing me. I'm building mini Feed Me Seymour plants.
Oh, Tiffany, you're so sweet. I really appreciate that. I just seen that. Thank you so much.
And we're the best people around here.
They really are, for real.
Listen, I whined earlier. I'm so appreciative. On days that I forget my gratitude, or I start off with gratitude and I end up with none, like, these people around here are the best to make us remember why.
That's right. We got some good fucking people in this chat. I'll tell you that right now. Good people that have
Some good
been
people.
around here. They've been blessings and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And Sapphire Jules, I heard that little bitch fucking struck you today. Fuck his little bitch ass.
Do you need the wording? I'll give it to you,
Yeah, I
Sapphire.
was gonna say, it's okay. Just email us. We got you, baby.
We'll help you right out.
Yep. Matter of fact, I'll stick it in the chat so you got it. I'm pretty sure you already got it, but let me pop it in here for you real quick.
I'm so sorry, buddy. That's so wrong. You know what? You need to make sure that in your counter that you also need to make sure that you tweet Team YouTube, because that's abuse of the copyright system. I'm sure you are following fair use, so it does not matter.
Oh, somebody's already been. Are you talking to me? You talking
No,
to
Sapphire.
Jules?
Sapphire.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, somebody already did about my car and shit being shown and being doxxed and shit like that. Yeah, that her shit was already fucking sent to Team YouTube.
No, I meant Sapphire for abuse of the copyright system. Because as long as
gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
As long as she was using fair use.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. She was streaming it, but it doesn't matter. She can still fight it. Tiffany B, thank you so much. I appreciate that for gifting 5 more memberships. It's just gonna be the same as Laura fighting it, and you know what I'm saying, losing it with what's her name, Jones. Same shit.
Additional testing, including a DNA analysis, is being conducted, and we have every reason to believe that this will confirm the remains are planted.
He only struck her to get her information. He wants to know her first and last name so he can dox the fuck out of her. That's all.
How could live ammunition have made it onto that set? An A-list actor charged in a fatal shooting on a film set.
Several members of the crew were already upset with the safety conditions.
This was an unspeakable tragedy, but Alec Baldwin committed no crime.
You need to be well aware of what is in this gun.
There's no
control. Police department detectives arrested 22-year-old Leilani Simons and charged her with malice murder, concealing the death of another person, false reporting and making false statements in connection with the disappearance and death of her son, 20-month-old Quinton Simons. Leilani Simons is being held at the Chatham County Detention Center and is awaiting a bond hearing. We do not anticipate any other arrests in this case. She has been the sole suspect from the beginning. On Friday, our search teams at the waste management landfill found what they believed were human remains. This afternoon, the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia confirmed that they are, in fact, human remains. Additional testing, including a DNA analysis, is being conducted, and we have every reason to believe that this will confirm the remains are plants.
He was thrown out like garbage. This little boy that you're looking at was killed and thrown out like garbage. They had to go to a landfill to recover his remains.
And I want to make this very clear. BJ said because Leilani had actually put herself in a rehab center. She had checked into a rehab center, and she said if they let her out, she's not allowed back in my home. I don't want her back here right now. I don't. She needs to, she needs to go to jail. She's not coming here. So when she got out, she actually called her mom to come and get her, and her mom picked her up and called Chief Hadley, and her mom drove her to the police station and dropped her off, handed her over to the police to be arrested, just like she said she was going to do when she initially, the very first thing she said is, if I find out my daughter did this, I will take her to the police station myself. And she kept her fucking word, and she did.
Oh, yes.
That was not mentioned by the police, and that's the only thing I'm upset about Chief Hadley not bringing that up, not letting people know that because Billy was getting slammed back and forth for all kinds of shit, you know what I mean? So she kept her word with him. She said, I will, if she's the one that's done this, I will bring her to you. I will bring her to the police station and give her to you. And she did.
Unreal. Which brings me to my next question, which is about what happened to the little guy. What will investigators be able to determine from Quinton's remains? It's so sad. It is so, so sad. But the investigation must continue. You got to figure this stuff out. Still with us, Joseph Scott Morgan and Lauren Conlon. Lauren, the one thing about this search that I think people have to realize, and this was like a massive search that was an incredible effort by everyone involved.
Yes, Vinny, it was a huge search. Tons of money was put into this, over $250,000 by the county. The FBI was involved. You know, they had local police, a K-9 team, helicopters. Everybody in the area was searching for Quinton Simon.
Joseph Scott Morgan, I want to read something from the state's filing just to give a little perspective on what happened to Quinton, and then you can help us answer the question about what investigators are going to be able to figure out from this part of the evidence. But hours after the defendant had discarded Quinton's body in the dumpster, the hydraulic forks of a front-loading garbage truck lifted up the dumpster and dumped its contents, including Quinton, into the large box that constitutes the back of the truck. Then a powerful compactor built into the truck compacted the contents of the box. Eventually, the truck gorged its load at the trash basin of a local landfill. A bulldozer then shoved the heaped garbage 300 feet from the trash basin to a cell. Once at the cell, the garbage and Quinton were compacted by a roughly 50-ton machine that looks something like a steamroller, but with rollers that are studded rather than smooth. Then there was a search. The process consisted of excavators scooping garbage out of the cell and loading it into dump trucks. The dump trucks unloading the garbage at an open area known as a search deck. The garbage then being spread out into an even layer on the search deck. Law enforcement combing through the garbage, then clearing it to make room for the next load. This was repeated day after day, load after load, ton after ton. Quinton's body, is what they're saying here, went through a lot. But they did it, Joseph Scott Morgan. They found whatever was left of these remains. What are they going to be able to determine from these remains?
Well, I got to tell you, Ben, tip of the cap, first off, to law enforcement and these people that were boots on the ground. You realize how unsuccessful most of these searches generally are. I know you realize that. We've covered it for years, and I've been a part of searches like this, and it is an absolute nightmare to work in this environment. And, you know, they talked about the truck or the piece of equipment that compounds everything that's contained in there. These landfills are split up into, they call it cells. You can call it grids as well, because you can't dump in the same area all the time. You have to keep it evenly spaced. And the upside is, you know, where that particular dumpster originated from that day. So it would be isolated in that specific topographic area for that site. One of the things you have working against you is nature. Remember, a landfill is there to break down all organic material. And I'm not being disrespectful here, but the human body is chief among these. And so decomposition is promoted. One interesting piece to this, Finn, is that they talk specifically about finding skeletal remains, which means that within weeks, his little precious body would have broken down very quickly, probably a lot quicker than, say, for instance, if this was a body that was placed out in the woods somewhere. You get it into this environment and it's greatly compromised. So if you're looking for, say, injuries to the tissue, like a bruise or even a gunshot wound or a knife wound, you're not going to find it most of the time because all of the soft tissue will be gone. So then you're reliant on the skeletal remains, which they removed to Quantico. And that's kind of an interesting bit there. For me, it was, at least. They first went to Quantico, and then they came back to the state of Georgia to the state medical examiner's office. They quickly, early on, determined that these were a child's skeletal remains, which are completely different than an adult. They're not matured. And so they're very easily compromised. The bones are very soft. So that's why this is, I'm not trying to be grotesque. I'm just saying this is a miracle that they even found him. And so that's why this is such an achievement on the part of law enforcement. And they couldn't deserve more credit.
And as you get those remains and you examine them, what are you looking for? What can you get from the skeletal remains of this small young child?
Yeah, one of the key things is they're being very cagey about this. Did you notice in the report, it was very nonspecific relative to, well, the weapon or the instrument that was used. They talked about, and I'm going to get the phrase, maybe you can correct me here, but it was an instrument that was used, and it was nonspecific. Well, an instrument, or an object rather, can be any number of things. It can be a hammer, a baseball bat, it can be a knife. You know, those are all objects or instruments. Generally when you hear object, though, that implies blunt force trauma. So I have to ask myself this: if you're making that determination, and again, we don't have this in its final context, do you have some bit of the skull that remained where you could appreciate maybe some kind of fracture or something that had occurred? Because if you're talking about a knife wound, much more difficult to assess that on skeletal remains.
Joseph Scott Morgan, thank you so much. Really appreciate your insight, and you do it so well and so delicately. Lauren Conlon, thank you as well. I'm Vinny Politan. We'll keep digging for answers as the investigation continues.
Man, that does. It makes my stomach hurt every time they say his remains. You know, it's going to be Texas Blue Bond. It's going to be way harder. And I feel like it's going to be way harder because I feel like we had this connection with this case because we covered it for so long. You know what I mean? This is tough. This is going to be a hard one for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to hop down. That one kind of hit me in the in the feels tonight.
I appreciate you, baby. Thank you for coming up. I understand. No biggie.
All right. Have a good night.
Well, you too, love.
An absolute angel, with his warm brown eyes and shiny hair, learning something new every day and growing into his little personality. It's hard to believe that anyone could or would bring harm to Quinton, but someone did. He was reported missing on October 5th, 2022. He had been living in Savannah, Georgia with his grandparents, his mom, and her boyfriend. His remains were found in a landfill after an extensive search. Prosecutors say it was the actions of Leilani Simon, his mother, that led them to that search. She's now been charged with his murder, but there are still plenty of questions in this case that prosecutors believe they can answer as they seek justice for little Quinton Simon.
It's a tragedy beyond tragedies. You know, children are so dependent on the adults in their world and the adults in their lives. And they trust their parents. They trust the adults. And when that trust is broken, to me, it's beyond heartbreaking, because what stands between a child and harm are the ones who are there to protect them, to hug them. And obviously that didn't happen in this case.
Well, and that's what I mean with the two. There was Danny was there, and they had just had a baby together. So at that point, he was the stepdad to two boys, and just had a daughter with this, you know, which was the boys' sister. So for the timeline it doesn't make sense. And I understand, like I said, it's just her right now at this point, but you know, why? I don't know. I have questions for sure.
You go to the indictment, and we haven't learned a ton of specifics about this case because of the way it has sort of proceeded through our system of justice, and some information has come out. For instance, take a look here at count 1 from the indictment. Malice murder. This is Georgia. Leilani Marie Simon, on or about the 5th day of October, 2022, did unlawfully, with malice aforethought, cause the death of her son, Quinton Simon, a human being, in a manner unknown to the grand jury at this time. Unknown. Like I said, putting together the pieces of this story and trying to figure out exactly what happened has not been easy for investigators. They need to tell a story, though. When you go to trial, you need to tell a story to the jury. If you're trying to prove someone did something, you got to tell them what you believe they did, which brings me to my next question. What do prosecutors say happened to Quinton?
And just so y'all are aware, we're going over this because, again, jury selection starts and the trial starts tomorrow. So it's definitely a little bit of a refresher. As I know it's awful. I know it's terrible. And if you can't handle it, I understand. No hard feelings. Take care of your mental health first, always.
That's the opening statement. I mean, you've got to tell the jury, hey, this is what happened to this child. This is why we are here. Joining me to help us work through all of this, private investigator Jason Jensen and podcast host and Pop Crime TV reporter Lauren Conlon. I wanted to put one other count from the indictment up because I think this gives us, again, another piece of information from Quinton's story. And this is count 2 from the indictment, felony murder. Did commit the offense of aggravated assault, a felony, in that the accused, Leilani Simon, the mother, did make an assault upon the person of her son, Quinton Simon, with an object that, when used offensively against a person, did result in serious bodily injury, the nature of the object being unknown to the grand jury at this time. Jason Jensen, things being unknown to the grand jury, to me, problematic. We don't know the manner in which Quinton's life was taken. They say there's an object used. We don't know what the object used here is. There seems to be a few holes right now in this case, unless they just don't want to reveal them, but they didn't reveal it to the grand jury.
You're right, Benny, and that's the biggest challenge that we have here. I mean, definitely by saying it's unknown, they don't know how it happened or maybe even why it happened. But what we do know is that from our experience in the legal system, that when a parent combines, illegal controlled substance usage, it often leads to child neglect or abuse. So we have that as a guide for them to follow. And then when they're investigating the disappearance and we get all these conflicting stories that don't align with the facts, then you know that that's the key suspect to be worried over. And certainly the circumstances of losing custody a week before kind of adds into this. So clearly we know who did it. We just don't know how or why.
Lauren, here's a big question. I think that is a cloud over this case. They've been saying she was the lone suspect from the start. I get it, but she's not home alone. Her boyfriend is there. How does he not have the information or not be charged. That's the part that is very confusing to me.
I understand, Vinny. It's confusing. However, I believe that from the start, police knew right away what they were dealing with. Leilani told lie after lie after lie. She was under the influence of a controlled substance. She lied about that. She lied about her whereabouts that night. She lied about her whereabouts the next morning. So right away, they knew what was going on. They just...
And see, that's the thing that's irritating to me, because she lied. So we know she lied, okay? But we also know that she left and he was there. So you're telling me she left out of the house with a child that she murdered and you didn't fucking see, hear, or know anything? Something's fucking off here.
Just had to prove it. And between analyzing her cell phone records and going through the house and searching...
And I feel like he knew she was lying anyways, because you hear him say the locks. The locks, he couldn't get to the locks. But it makes me wonder, what the fuck? How was you there the entire time, all night long, whether you were using or not? But I mean, you didn't hear anything. You and her brother didn't hear shit. Neither one of y'all did. Didn't hear her leave. Didn't hear her. You didn't hear this baby allegedly be murdered. You didn't hear her putting him in a bag. You didn't hear her or see her taking this bag to her vehicle. You're gonna fucking tell me that you didn't see or hear any fucking thing that night? Are you kidding me? What the fuck? And then, to make matters worse, they say they're going to get Orajel because the baby was cutting teeth. You know, if a baby's cutting teeth, they're crying, they're whining, they're fussy, they got diarrhea normally, they don't feel good. Come on, man.
I believe all of that combined. Oh, along with the fact, Vinny, that she was seen with her mother the first day that the landfill was searched. She was seen with her mother taking shots at a bar. She just appeared to be living her life, lying, not exactly caring. So they just had to get their evidence together and make an arrest here. But you're right, confusing, but they knew.
Jason, count 3 of the indictment for felony murder. The accused did maliciously cause her son, Quinton Simon, cruel and excessive physical pain. It seems to make an allegation like that, you have to have some idea of what happened here.
Right, yeah, they're definitely going through the list of possibilities, going from felony murder, aggravated murder, and really trying to cover all their bases, and they're going to let the facts play out and the jury decide.
Now, we did get something from one state filing in this case, which to me tells us how they ended up at the landfill. The state provided the following information regarding the locations and times of the offensive charged in counts 1 through 4. At the residence located at the house from approximately 11:10 p.m. on October 4th, 2022 to approximately 1:10 a.m. on October 5th, 2022. So she's home from 11:10 to 1:10. Then inside a Dodge Journey bearing a Georgia tag number en route from the house to the dumpsters at the Azalea Mobile Home Plaza between 1:10 a.m. and approximately 1:19 a.m. A 9-minute drive from the home to this mobile home plaza, the dumpsters there. And then at the dumpsters at the Azalea Mobile Home Plaza between approximately 1:19 a.m. to 1:22 a.m. on October 5th, 2022. Jason Jensen, you put together the pieces of a circumstantial case. You look at some of the circumstances here. She's out the night before, 1:10, driving to the dumpsters at a mobile home community.
Right, and her excuse was she claimed that she went to a friend's house to get Orajel, and then when obviously the investigators are going to vet out that information, and when it doesn't jive, then they know that there's something more sinister that deals with the dumpster. So that's why their investigation led to the landfill.
They've got her at the dumpsters. They follow where that dumpster ended up, and they found little Quinton's remains. Lauren, the other thing about this is this now gives me a timeline, right, of when they believe he's dead. The night before. I remember the boyfriend.
See what I mean? The night before. Yes, Deborah, yes. We're going to stream the trial. Yes, we're going to. That's why I'm playing this for you guys. Because we need, you know what I'm saying, for like a little refresher. Because we are going to, they start doing jury selection tomorrow. So, yeah, we're going to cover this. We're definitely going to be covering this for sure. And we will be streaming the trial. Yes, absolutely we will be. So just so everyone's aware, If you don't want to be here, I understand. You know, there's no hard feelings. It's okay. I understand people, you know, put your mental health first. If it's not something you want to follow or be, you know, watch anything, that's totally completely understandable. No big deal. Yeah, Petra, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's kind of full circle for us because those of you guys that have been here, you know, you guys have been here with us. I mean, we've all been here with this Lippy, all of us. We've all been here. I mean, even the ones I don't fuck with now. It'll be full circle for all of us. Yeah, the babysitter had a lot to say about Danny, but see, the thing is this is what I mean. They said that the baby passed away the night before. So you can't tell me that this fucking kid was in the house and didn't realize his stepson was just gone. Just gone. He claims he's in the crib in the morning, but they called the sitter and said they didn't need him. But he was gone the night before. But you're telling me you didn't see anything or hear anything. It just doesn't fucking make sense. So I'm sure he'll get up on the stand. I'm sure we'll see him on the stand. Billy might be on there. I don't know. I don't know who all they're going to bring. I have no idea who they're going to bring up, but I'm sure Danny will probably more than likely be on the stand.
On the phone with 911 saying he saw Quinton at 6 a.m. Those two things don't equal. That doesn't work.
Right. It does not work. And it's very odd. It's very fucking odd. I don't know about the brother, Ellen. I'm not sure. You would think they would call him up to testify because he was there. He was in the house. But I don't know what her lawyers are, you know, I don't know what their plan of action is. So I wonder if he turned state's evidence for a deal. I don't think so because they said he wasn't a suspect. They never arrested him for anything. So it just makes me wonder if they said, you know, we won't arrest you as, you know, as being a, you know, complacent in this if you testify against Leilani. I don't know. That is the mother of his child too. So, you know, I mean, it's really, I mean, it's a catch-22. You know, I guess we won't know till we figure it out, right? You found me because of this case. There's a lot of people who found me because of this case. They've been following me for the last 2 years. That's why I said there's a lot of us that this will come full circle for. You've been with me since Summer Wells, Divine. Well, it's good to see you, babe. I'm glad you're here.
You're right. And I want to point out that Leilani did admit to going to the dumpster. She said she was just disposing your normal garbage right at 1 a.m. But you're absolutely right, Vinny. Danny said that he saw Quinton. So we're left wondering, did he see him? Is he lying? I mean, I have a feeling that these two, and this is my speculation based on Leilani, they do some drugs. Maybe he doesn't have a good sense of time. We don't know yet.
You know, Jason, he seems to be the most important witness for this case if he's going to testify. He hasn't been charged with anything, right? So he can come into the courtroom and kind of talk about this, but he's got to explain how he can see Quinton at 6 a.m. that morning after the babysitter was called at 5:30 and canceled, but sees him on the way out to work, yet prosecutors are going to say that child was disposed of the night before.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Danny has a immunity situation going on where he's providing state's witness testimony against Leilani because, you know, that's their best evidence to get a conviction. So I wouldn't be surprised if he knew more and could have been charged, but in order to help build a case against the actual actor that caused the death, they needed him to testify.
Yeah, and if he's the other person there, Lauren, my guess is when we get to trial, there's going to be some finger pointing. And Leilani, where's the natural place for her to point the finger? Right at her boyfriend, who said he saw Quinton that morning.
Yes, I'm ready for this trial. I mean, I feel like Danny, I agree with Jason with what he said, but I don't necessarily think Danny was involved in the killing, but it's completely possible that Danny was helping Leilani not get in trouble for her actions.
That makes sense. It doesn't make sense to do it, but your analysis makes sense of what happened here. All right, guests are staying with us. Still to come, and this is another question because there's some history here. Why didn't Leilani have custody?
How can you even live, breathe, sleep, eat? How? So, as a mother, I am Quinton's voice. We are all Quinton's voice.
You know what is bad here? Is that the one that said we are all Quinton's voice? She couldn't even spell Quinton's fucking name right. She had his name spelled wrong on her board. And I'm pretty sure it was actually her who had all 4 of her children taken by CPS. If not, it was the girl behind her. But 3 out of 4 of those girls had their children taken by CPS. So for them to be out there hollering and screaming like that, like they were, it was fucking ridiculous. I miss Heels. I really do. She was a big part of this too.
As a mother, if my child went missing, I would be out here. I would be wanting everybody in the world to help me, everybody and anybody. And the fact that she's out here just living her best life, partying at Tabby, and your child is, God knows who, laying where in the cold.
What happened to this 20-month-old child is unthinkable. No child should be harmed by anyone, let alone the person in their lives that should be their protector.
These are the types of cases that get people very worked up. People in the community, people in the true crime community got very worked up about this one. They still are, obviously, but now it's been a couple of years. Showing up, protesting at the house, and it's all because a little child, this little child, 20 months, is missing at that point, and mom does not seem that concerned, is not out searching, is like having a pretty good time. And it's very frustrating and it's heartbreaking. And then you dive a little deeper into the family dynamics and what exactly is going on here. Because this was a young mother, obviously, right? A young mother who didn't seem like she was ready for motherhood, but had children. Take a look at this. This is from the Georgia Child Support Worksheet. This is concerning Quinton. Child, Quinton Simon. Non-custodial parent, Leilani Simon. Non-parent custodian, Billy Howell. That's great.
Yes, because they were actually in limbo from when the baby was born. So none of them documents were ever even filled out. And allegedly, this document was filled out after Quinton went missing because they were like, again, they were stuck in limbo. So they were still in the middle of closing out one investigation when this happened, and this paperwork never got filled out. This paperwork got filled out after Quinton went missing. I'll never forget when that came out because I was sent the proof of it. This page right here was blank prior to. So CPS is fucked up for that.
Grandma. So in this case where a child goes missing and a child ends up in a landfill, this was a child who was on the radar as being potentially in danger.
Exactly why Billy had a babysitter set up for him. She had been fighting the system for him. Leilani just had a baby, but she still had to work. She still had a household. She still had a family she had to support. Obviously, Leilani was not going to get a job, and Danny's gas station job was not going to pay for him, her 3 kids in that house. Billy had to work. Her husband had to work. She paid the babysitter. She is the one who set the whole thing up with the babysitter. Matter of fact, I believe it was the babysitter who called and said, they don't need me this morning for Quinton. What's going on?
So much so that Quinton's mom did not have custody of her own child, yet that night she seemed to have custody of her child. Grandma's the actual parent here, is the custodial non-parent. So that brings us to our next question, which is an important one in understanding what exactly is going on in this little boy's life. Why didn't Leilani have custody of her child? You don't lose custody of your child that easily. There have to be issues. Still with me, Jason Jensen and Lauren Conlon. So let's talk about some of those issues and why she wouldn't have custody. Lauren, this is someone, I guess, troubled, a troubled young mother.
Yes, Leilani was actually on probation when Quinton passed away. She had quite a few charges under her.
Yes, she did. And actually, the babysitter, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I just went back and looked. The babysitter did not contact Billy Joe when Leilani called and said he wouldn't be there. She didn't find out until Leilani called. So I wanted to correct that.
Belt, with the most recent charge being theft. She was caught burglarizing a store in North Carolina, and then she was caught stealing from somebody else's trailer. And I also want to point out, Vinny, that Billy Joe, her mother, I'm still trying to figure out how she had custody, because her rap sheet is longer than J-Lo's husband list. Billy Joel had grand larceny, battery, prostitution, possession, fraud. I mean, these kids, you have to just feel so bad, because my gosh, what did you all think was going to happen?
Yes, Billy Joe said she lived a life of addiction and alcoholism for a long time. She was not shy about that. Not at all. Not in the least bit. She did have charges. Most drug addicts have charges. Most of them do. It's not anything new. But guess what? People do recover. And Billy was a recovering addict who was working in Illinois when this happened in Georgia. And again, those papers were not filled out. Notice they didn't show the date of them either. Wonder why. But they did her wrong as hell using this mugshot. But again, they got to make it, you know what I'm saying, look as bad as possible on Billy Joe. So
Happen.
And Jason Jensen. So now you look at it and you say, Quinton's on the radar, right? They know that there's problems at home. They try to keep a child as close to home as possible when they.
From my understanding, her jaw was moving like that because of her fucking nerves. She was super stressed out in her nerves. I don't know. That's something she can answer, I guess. Like I said, when she was up here on the panel, she said it was from her nerves. And I'm sure prior addiction. I mean, I'm sure. Shit, look at Molly's mouth. Fuck, her goddamn jaw runs across the street and back. Fuck.
Can, if there's a relative who can jump in, and I guess the relative here was grandma, but as Lauren pointed out, grandma has her own history in all of this. So this was a child who seemingly didn't really have much of a chance.
Right, yeah. Typically, when this situation arises, it's because the parent, the natural parent, has issues with the law, oftentimes drug-related issues. And
yeah, she was very open about that. She was also very open that she had 20 years clean. Yes, FSU. Her son is in prison for murder. Yes, absolutely, that is true. Mugshot, in my opinion, only shows her devastation and stress. That look is someone who's devastated. Well, yeah, she was devastated. I mean, yeah, hell yeah, she got a call at work, and you know what I mean. Look, I mean, anybody would fucking be devastated. I mean, she had been fighting her daughter, fighting CPS, fighting fucking Danny and his family. Her daughter just had a baby. She had to work. She didn't have a choice. She had to fucking work. I can tell you right now, fighting with your fucking kids and over your grandbabies. I mean, I think that's the only reason why Leilani was there, because she had just had the baby and Billy was hoping she would get back on her feet and, be the mom and the mom she knew she could be. And obviously with drug addiction, something happened that night. Something happened. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened, but something happened. And Quinton's gone now because of it. So she lost her daughter and her grandbaby. and her other 2 grandbabies.
The types of offenses that she had recently been convicted of, the theft and the burglary and things, those are usually categorized as drug-related offenses because that's how they get the funds. They steal things or, trade them for drugs to, satisfy their addiction. So clearly that was the situation. The children, Quinton was removed from Leilani because of the drugs and placed in grandma's care, Billy Joe, but they were living together. So even though she wasn't supposed to have custody, it was still de facto custody because they're in the same home.
And that's where we get to the day or the night that Quinton dies, Lauren. And it seems that even though she's the non-custodial parent, she was the parent with custody at the time that Quinton died. Like, she is there. I don't know where grandma was.
Right. Grandma and her husband were not there. And this is the reason why the other 2 children were taken from grandma and moved to foster care after this happened, because she did not do her job. She left those babies with a mother who was not supposed to be a mother. She was never supposed to have custody of those kids at that time. And that right there is unfortunately on Billy Joe.
And it brings us like full circle, Jason, to the babysitter, who also will play a large role in all this, because this babysitter basically played a large role in the child's life. I think that was the best care that Quinton got, is when the babysitter got to take.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to talk about the $500 bribe. I'm not sure if they're going to talk about that.
Take care of him.
Yeah, obviously state licensed, responsible adult that is watching more than Quinton as a profession. So certainly qualified and, trusted by other family members of different children to watch their kids. So the time that Quinton was in the best care was while, everybody's relieving their responsibilities to this babysitter.
Yeah, and as we wrap things up here, Lauren, when you look at these pictures of this child, I mean, what do you see?
Vinny, I can't even begin to explain how my heart is just broken.
Well, I know Billy Joe's is, and Layla, you're right. The parents of an adult, the parents of adult children who live at home with no job, no responsibilities, doing drugs all day, the parents are stuck living a fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare. To have to fight with your daughter and, you know what I'm saying, struggle with your own addiction, fight with your daughter over her addiction. You have to work to keep them afloat. You're trying to get help, get the custody of the grandbabies because you already know. Man.
And I can't even look at these pictures without wanting to cry. This entire show, you guys have been showing these adorable pictures of this toddler, so innocent, so precious. And the one person that he looked to, his mother, did this to him. I unfortunately think about the fear he must have felt, the confusion, the pain, and my heart breaks.
We're out of time. Thank you both.
Well, yeah, it's a heartbreaking case. No, I mean, it's very heartbreaking. FSU girl says, I was single. Hold on. I was a single mom who had DCFS intervene in my 3-week-old grandbaby's life, took custody of him, and I rearranged my whole life for his safety and had my daughter kicked, and I had zero help or support. Yeah, I think it probably would have been wise to have Leilani moved out or kicked out or whatever, but I think with her just having a baby and telling her mom that she was clean and she was doing good and she was looking for a job and Danny was working and, they had her fucking fooled that they were doing good. So She's got TMJ. That's why her jaw was going. I just went back and looked at the conversation and different screenshots I had because some of these questions I asked her already. Her mouth was going back and forth like that because she's got TMJ. Because I asked her about that too. Yeah, BJ did have papers drawn up to kick Leilani out. She was supposed to be getting evicted. But she had just had the baby, so she was, you know. Yeah, somebody did leak the eviction papers. I remember that. Sometimes it only takes one relapse to ruin everything. I have multiple friends. I've had a lot slip up. I've lost multiple friends I've lost to a slip up. Yeah. I agree. It's not as simple as most people think. Tough love works for some, but not for all. And sometimes tough love causes more harm than you can imagine. It's not easy for a family. Right. It's not. And I'm not going to sit here and judge her on what she was going through, what she went through, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with her child, dealing with her grandbabies, dealing with her job, dealing with CPS and trying to get custody of them. And I mean, fuck, that's a whole lot. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. But anyhow, we're gonna get off here, wrap it up. It's getting late. It's already 12:30. So I'm gonna head to bed, but I will see y'all in the morning and we will get ready for the trial. So anybody that wants to watch it, we will be here. Well, congratulations on 30 years clean. That's a long time. That's amazing. That is amazing. Exactly. It ain't fair for us to judge. I know that. Because shit, we've all been through some shit. Ain't nobody in this motherfucking room perfect. Not 1,000 out of 1,000 people in here, ain't none of us perfect. Not nan one of us. So y'all have a good night. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. I will see you all tomorrow to start this trial. Good night, y'all.